so that you can refresh the concept. So maximization is a natural problem with simplex method. So the steps in the simplex method is, first set up the problem. You have to set up the problem. When I say set up the problem, you have to identify the objective function. You have to identify the objective function and the inequality constraint. Inequality constraint. Second step, convert the inequalities into equations by adding the slack variable. For each inequality. By adding the slack variable for each inequality. Step 3. Construct the initial simplex tableau. Construct the initial simplex tableau. Then step 4. The most negative entry in the bottom row, the most negative entry in bottom row identifies the pivot column. Similarly, we have to calculate coefficients on the right hand side. We have to calculate the coefficients on right hand side. And smallest coefficient identifies the pivot row. The smallest quotient identifies the pivot row. Sixth step is the intersection of pivot row and column will be the pivot element. Step 7. Perform row operations on pivot column such that the pivot element becomes 1. And all other elements in the column zero. So this actually we call it as Gauss-Jordan elimination method. This process we call it as Gauss-Jordan elimination method, or you can also call it as reduced row echelon form. This process we call it as Gauss-Jordan elimination method, also called as reduced row echelon form. So this is where we will do. Step 8. When there are no negative entries, in the bottom row, the problem is solved. And we will quote the solution. So these are the broad steps you need to understand when you are performing simplex method manually, right from identifying the object function and the inequalities, then converting the inequalities to equalities by using the slack variable, then constructing the simplex tableau. Once you construct the simplex tableau, you identify the most negative element in the what you call last row, that will be your pivot column, and then you use the pivot column values to calculate the coefficients of the right hand side, and then you will find the least coefficient, and that will be your pivot row. The intersection of the pivot row and pivot column will be your pivot element. So you have to perform row operations such that the pivot element will become 1 and all elements in the pivot column will become 0. So this is the methodology that we followed for simplex method. Okay.
Sir, it's called Gauss, sir, what you have written.
Jordan.
Sir, after in
Gauss-Jordan.
Jordan.
Gauss-Jordan
So
elimination method.
so just 1 minute, sir. I'll note it down.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Sir, for what type of the problem simplex method is used?
When you have more than 2 variables. In the graphical thing, you will do only 2 variables, right?
Yes, sir.
In graphical form, you can do only 2 variables.
Yes, sir.
But if you have more than 2, what will you do? You have to go for the simplex method.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Alright, should I continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, let
Yes.
us do a small problem to understand this. Maximize z is equal to 40x1 plus 30x2. 40x1 plus 30x2 subject to x1 plus x2 less than equal to 12, 2x1 plus x2 less than equal to 16, and then x1, x2 greater than equal to 0. Now, we have to convert the inequalities into equalities by adding slack variables. So, this is the step 2 where we convert inequalities to equalities. Convert inequalities to equalities by adding slack variables. Okay, so the object function will be rewritten as minus 40x minus 30x2 plus z is equal to 0. That means we moved all the right hand side values to left hand side values and then we made it 0. Subject to the constraint, x1 plus x2 plus y1. The first slack variable is y1 is equal to 12. 2x1 plus x2 plus y2. The second slack variable is equal to 16. So we have converted the inequalities to equalities. Now we will frame the tableau. We will frame the tableau of the first simplex. So for tableau, you have x1, x2, y1, y2, z, and the values on the right hand side c. So the first equation is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 12. The second equation is 2, 1, 0, 1, 0, 16, and we have to write the objective function at the bottom, which is minus 40, minus 30, 0, 0, 1, and 0. So this is the tableau which we have created based on the top equalities equation. We have done this using the top equalities equation. Now, in this case, we have a basic solution already available. We have a basic solution already available. Basic solution by assuming x1 and x2 as 0. So, if you assume x1 and x2 as 0, y1 will become 12, y2 will become 16, and z will become 0. So you can see, right, the corresponding one, we've all made these zeros. So 1, 12, y2, 16, that is equal to 0. So this is called a basic solution, but we have to go beyond the basic solution. We will go beyond the basic solution. Now, what is the most negative entry? The most negative entry is minus 40. So this will be your pivot column. Now, pivot column, 16 divided by 2, this will become 8. 12 divided by 1, this will become 12. Okay. So based on this argument, so 16 divided by 2, I'll do this side. 16 by 2 is equal to 8. 12 by 1 is equal to 12. So what is the pivot row now? Pivot row is
Sir,
this. The pivot
sir,
column.
can you please repeat from the most negative value?
Pardon?
Can you please repeat from the most negative value?
See, first
steps.
step is identify the most negative value
Yes, sir.
in the last row. That will be your pivot column. That will be your pivot column. Now, using this pivot column element, divide the right hand side values. 16 by 2 and 12 by 1. The least value is 8. So this row will become the pivot row. So the pivot element is what? The pivot element is 2. The pivot element is 2. The pivot element is 2. So we have to make this pivot element 1. How will you make this pivot element as 1? You have to make the pivot element as 1. You have to make the pivot element to 1. So let us write the tableau.
Sir.
1, 2. Yes, please.
Sir, so in the first step, we have minus 40 as the most negative value.
Yes.
So that becomes the pivot column, right? That column.
Yeah.
But then we divide by the respective values, like 12 by 1 and 16 by
With the right values, you find the least coefficient. What is the least coefficient? Sorry, least
8.
coefficient. Least coefficient is 8. So that will become the pivot row. The intersection of pivot row and pivot column will become pivot element.
Right.
So the pivot element has to be made as 1. So how will you make it as 1? By dividing it by 2. Divide row 2 by 2. That means R2 by 2. So 2 divided by 1 is 1. 1 divided by 2 is 1 by 2. This is 0. This is again 1 by 2. This is 0. This is this will be 8. This will be 8. And the last row remains minus 40, minus 30, 0, 0, 1, 0. Right? So we have made the pivot this row. Now what Gauss-Jordan element says is the other element in the row must be 0. So all other elements in the row must be 0. So what should we do? To make the row 1 element, this element 0, we have to do pivot operation again.
Row 1 minus
F1 is equal to, tell me, yeah, row 2
row 1
minus,
minus row 2.
or row 2
Sorry,
minus,
row 2 minus row 1. Right.
Sir, which row should be 0? The pivot column row, is it?
this element should be 0. See, Gauss-Jordan elimination wants the values to be like this.
So then it will be row 1 minus row 2, na?
Identity matrix, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, I made a mistake in the matrix. Sorry.
1 0 0 0 1
Identity matrix is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So you have to make the elements like this. In this case, it's a 2 matrix, which is 0 1 1 0. This is the matrix we have to get.
Right. So, sir, only the pivot element has to be 1 and all other values in the column has to be 0.
All other elements in the column must be 0. Column.
0.
So how will you
Right,
make that
sir.
column? R1 is equal to R2 minus R1. Will that be okay?
Yes, sir.
R2 minus R1. And make sure that R2 does not change. Right? So we will write that
Right.
X2, Y1, Y2, Z and C. We will write the R2 as it is 1, 1 by 2, 0, 1 by 2, 0 and 8. Now row 1 is equal to, you have to do the calculations now. Row 1 is equal to
Sir,
R2 minus R1. Yes, please.
sir, isn't it R1 minus R2?
R1 minus R2. Okay. Why R1 minus R2? Okay, we'll do that also. That can also be done. R1 minus R2. So what is R1 here? 1, 1,
1 minus 1.
12. R2 is how much? 1, half, 0, half, 0, 8. So 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus half is half. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus half is minus half. Right? Minus half only, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus half. And then 12 minus 8 is 4. So we will replace the values here. 0,
So we also have a 0.
1. Yeah, we have a 0. Yeah. Minus half, 0 and 4. Right?
Yes, sir.
And simultaneously, we also make the minus 40 also 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus 40 also 0, because this also has to become 0. So what should we do? Row 3 is equal to R3 plus 40.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
3 plus 40, right? So R3 is how much? R3 plus 40. We have to also make row 3 also 0. So
That is 0,
R3
sir.
minus 40, minus 30, 0, 0, 1 and 0. We will make it 40 to all. Plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, plus 40 and lastly plus 40. So this will be 0, minus 10. This would be
Sir, 10,
how
sir.
much?
So it will be 10, no?
10. No, to obtain 0 element, we multiply the second row. So actually we have to do multiple row operations. We can't do like this. I forgot, sorry. So R3 is equal to 40R2 plus R3. 40R2 plus R3. We have to do two-to-row calculations, right? I made a classic mistake. In Gauss-Jordan elimination, you have to do eliminations by involving multiple rows. So 40R2 means what? 40R2 is equal to 40, 20, 0, 20, 0, and 40 into 8 is how much? 320, right? Now R3, minus 40, minus 30, 0, 0, 1, 0. So this will be 0, this will be minus 10, this will be 0, this will be 20, this will be 1, this will be 320. So 0, minus 10, 0, then 20, 1, 320. So we have achieved the objective of first column being 0. 0, 1, 0. Okay. Now, in this tableau, what is the most negative entry? This. So
Minus.
this will be our. This will become our pivot column. This will become our pivot column. Now, 1 by 2 by 8. Let us do here this side. 1 by 2 into 8 will be 4. Right? No, 16. Sorry. 1 by 2 into 8 is how much? 16. 1 by 2 into 8 is 16. 1 by 2 into 4 is 8. Into 4 is 8. That means this will become our pivot row. So 1 by 2 is our pivot element. 1 by 2 is our pivot element. So the pivot element has to be converted into 2. So we can multiply R1 with 2. We can multiply R1 with 2. X1, X2, Y1, Y2, Z and C. And then we will write the next row like this. 1, 1 by 2, 0, 1 by 2, 0, 8. And we will write the last row as it is. 0, minus 10, 0, 20, 1 and 320. So
Sir?
this has to be multiplied by 2. So if you multiply it by 2, this will become 1. Okay.
Excuse
So,
me, sir.
yes, please.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. So, but you said it should be like multiple row elements, huh?
Element into 1, it should be single value. See, when you are making other elements 0, then you will implement the Gauss-Jordan elimination method.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
For converting pivot element into 1, we can use single value.
Okay, sir.
But for converting the other elements in the column 0, we have to use Gauss-Jordan elimination method. So
Okay, sir.
I am multiplying row 1 with 2. R1 is equal to into 2. So this will be 0. Half into 2 will be 1. This will be 2. This will be minus 1. This will be 0. This will be 8. This will be 8. So this is for this.
Sir, does it have to be always single element, sir, for pivot element?
First one pivot element is always single element. If you see 2 pivot elements, you use your discretionary power.
Oh, yes, sir. Got it.
If you find 2 of them, then you have to use your discretion element, your judgmental. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we have to make the elements in the second row, these 2 elements as 0. This 1 by 2 should be 0 and this minus can be 0. So what I will do is row 2 is equal to minus
Row 2
1 by
minus
2, sorry, minus 1 by 2 row 1.
sir, row 2 minus half row 1.
Yeah, or row 2 minus half R1. Yeah, that looks simple. Row 2 minus half R1, right? So R2 is 1, 1 by 2, 0, 1 by 2, 0 and 8. Half R1. Half R1 is 0. 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, 1 by 2. 2 into 1 by 2. So 2 into 1 by 2 is how much? 2, right?
1.
1,
1,
1.
sir.
1. No, R1. 2 by 2 is 1.
Sir, second element will be 0.
Yeah, we have not, so I'm multiplying half into R1. Half into 0 is 0. Half into 1 is half. Half into 2 is how
And
much?
1. 1, sir.
Then half minus 1?
Minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2,
And
0. Half into 8?
4.
4. Then we have to minus it. Minus means 1, 0. Minus 1, 0, 0, 4. So we will write the,
Sir, I have a doubt.
1 second, I'll clarify. Let me write the tableau and then I can answer it out. So R1 remains same, 0, 1, 2, minus 1, 0, 8. The last row remains the same, which is 0, minus 10, 0, 20, 1 and 320. Now the second row changes to 1, 0, minus 1, 0,
0. 0, 0, 4.
0, 0, 4. Right?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, the fourth element, sir, R2 minus half R1. Half minus of half is 1. Like, it'll get added up.
Okay, okay, okay. This is 1, right?
Yeah.
This is 1, sorry. Yeah, I'm using this one. 1, right? So minus 1 and 1. Now, last row also has to become zeros, right? Last row also has to become zeros. So what we should do?
So R3 should be equal to R3 plus 10 R1.
Sir, sir, why have you done R1 is equal to R1 into 2? Is that required? I mean,
Which one?
because in the
That pivot element, see, the first objective is to make the pivot element 1.
right, sir, but it is already 1, no?
So pivot element only. We will not look at other elements.
Yes, sir. So pivot element is 1 in that case. No?
Sir, it should be R2, sir.
That's why we made the R1, this one 0, 1, right?
Sir, it was already 1 actually. Then you have written, sir, you have put that arrow mark and written R1 is equal to R1 into 2, right?
See, this was earlier, it was earlier half. In the earlier, it was half. Then we made it 1.
Okay, all right.
Got it?
Yes.
So for the last row, x1, x2, y1, y2, z and c, what you call, we have the values, let me do 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, minus 1, 0, 8. The last row, second row is how much? 1, 0, minus 1, 1, 0, minus 1, 1, 0, 4, and the last row is we have to perform the operations on last row. So what should we do? R3 is equal to,
Sir, can you for once show the table, sir, on the left?
plus 10 R1. R3 plus 10 R1. I'll show you all the tables. 1 second. Let me complete the thing. So R3 is how much? 0, 0, sorry, 0 minus 10. 0 minus 10, 0, 21, 21, and 320, right? 10 R1. 10 R1, this is R3. 10 R1 is 0. 10 into 1 is 10. 10 into 2 is 20. 10 into minus 1 is minus 10. 10 into 0 is 0. 10 into 8 is
80.
so 0, 0. This will be plus 20.
20.
This will be 10. This will be 1. This will be 400. So the last row will be 0, 0, 20, 10, 1, and 400. Now we don't have any negative values. We don't have any negative values. So what is the value of x1 and x2? So x2 is 8. See, this is 1, right? So x2 is equal to 8, x1 is equal to 4, z is equal to 400. Because see here, this is 8, this is 1, this is 4. So 4, 8, 8, 4, and 400. So by using these two values, you can maximize the z value to 400.
Sir, so if we have no negative values in the bottom, that means we have got a solution, right?
In the last row, right? Do we have any negative values in the last row?
No, sir.
That means you have reached the solution.
So after that, you said something, sir, that
Then now we have the solution, right? This is z value. Z is equal to 1 is how much? 400. X2 is equal to 8. X1 is equal to 4. Z1 is equal to 400. So X2 is 8. X1 is equal to 4. And the Z value is 400. So the final solution is you can maximize Z to 400 with X1 as 4 and X2 as 8.
so whichever element has 1, we have to multiply with that, is it?
That will be your value. So here X2 has 1. So this will become 8. Here X1 has 1. This will become 4. These are slack variables, right? These are notional values. We don't have any values for these.
Right, sir.
We only look for X1, X2 values, right? So X2 1 is here. This will become 8. X1 1 here. This will become 4.
Okay. Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
So this is the methodology of simplex method or Gauss, the simplex method which we use generally for solving problems. Now let us do the same calculation in Excel. All of you can open an Excel sheet. So simplex method. Okay, so we will make x1, x2 maximum value. Z is equal to, what was the value for Z? 40 and 30, right?
Yes, sir.
Forty and 30. All right, so this is our core table. So basically what you want 40 into x1 plus 30 into x2, you have to get the maximum value, right? This is the formula you have to import. It's only plus, it is plus, right? The equation.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now let us plot the constraints. Constraints for x1, it is 1. 1. What was the what you call the constraint value? 16, right?
12, sir.
12, sir.
The
12,
first
12.
equation, 12, sir.
It is 12.
Sir, could you please show the formula again?
1 second, 16. Yeah, you are telling me something?
So the maximum formula, sir, that formula.
It is
Z.
multiply 40x1, 40x2, 30x2 plus.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So these are our constraints. Again, we'll write it as x1. This is your x2. Then we have to use these values. Use the values as something. We have to build the used values. So let us convert this into a box. So is equal to this into this plus this into this. Okay. So similarly, this into this plus this into this. Okay, all of you got this?
Yes, sir.
So the formulated cells I am highlighting. Wherever we have the formula, those cells I am highlighting. So this is a formulated cell. These two are formulated cells, and these two are formulated cells. All of you check, you have inserted the relevant formulas in this.
Sir, what formula have you inserted in X1, X2, sir?
This one, this formula, you are talking about.
No. Sir, just below X1 and X2. Sir, on the top cell.
So this is the formula. Sorry, these are not formulated cells. Sorry. Correct. These are not formulated cells. This is the formulated cell. Basically, what we have to do is these two are our. I'll put another color. So the green color is decision variables. These are our decision variables. No formula there. This is your objective function. This is your objective function. So these will be your LHS constraints. We have the right side constraints. This constraint. These are your RHS constraints. Right? Now, all of you go to data tab. You see solver. Data tab and solver. So objective cell is this. This is our objective cell. Objective cell is this.
Sir, I don't have solver in my data tab.
You don't have.
No, sir.
By 1 second, I'll tell you. By changing the elements of these two, and we have to list out the constraint. So constraint is E6. E6 add constraint cell reference E6 or sorry C6 less than equal to this. Add one more constraint, this less than equal to this. Click OK. We have added the two constraints, and then we will simplex linear programming, and
Just a
then
minute, sir.
simplex linear programming. Who doesn't have the solver? Which version of Excel are you using?
The 2016 version.
Yeah, then you go to file, in options you will see add-ins.
Add-ins. Okay, sir. 1 second.
Then manage Excel add-ins, go to tick mark the data analysis toolpack, and the last one the solver add-in. Let me solve. Keep solver solution. Okay.
So
Sir, I
the
have to
cell
select solver
reference.
add-in, right?
Pardon?
Solver add-in. I have
Solver
to
add-in,
add,
yeah.
right?
So the cell references are the values of x1 and x2, right, sir?
Yeah. Why did we get a 0 and 16?
Sir, could you please show again the constraints, sir? Cell reference and all.
Yeah, 1 second. Constraint. So I have used a wrong constraint somewhere.
Yes, sir. F6 is
No, no, no. It has to be E6, right? I used the wrong constraint. That's the problem. Change. This will be change. It has to be this, right? Okay. Solution. Yeah, we got it. 4 and 8. Maximum 400.
Sir, could you please show us that tab?
This one. Solver, right?
Yes. Yes. So how to add the constraint, sir?
You have to click on add.
Okay, sir. Then
Then it will say cell reference.
yeah.
First give used cell, that empty cell will be there now.
Yeah.
That you give the reference. Let it be less than equal to, and then the constraint, the 12.
Sir. Yeah, sir. In this scenario, only I have to choose the 12, right?
Yeah.
First, and then again
Constraint would be 12.
16.
Cell reference would be this. Used one will be this. This will be empty for you. Do the same way. Add one more. This cell and constraint is 6, and then click OK. You will add the constraint. Then you have to run the solve.
The software method is easy, sir.
Pardon? Simplex
Now
LP.
saying that software, doing it by software is easier than hand.
Okay, give me your Renidas number. Let me check. Let's not waste time. Rest of all you got the answer?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I was not asking doubt. I was just saying that doing it by Excel is easier than doing it by hand.
Yeah. Doing by Excel is easier. Always easier, no? But you need to
Sir.
understand the process, right? How Excel does it exactly the same way we do. Excel also implements the Gauss-Jordan elimination method.
Yes,
Like
sir.
how no operations and all.
Sir, I just got
Yes.
solver. So can you please repeat the solution in solver?
Solver, so I'll repeat it. First, set the click on solver. You have to first select the object to cell as the empty cell in that maximum next to 4030. Select that empty cell. Let it be maximization. We are maximizing the function. Then by changing the variable cells, you select the two empty cells under x1 and x2. Then you add the constraints, which is this one and this one. Less than equal to, and then change the solving method to simplex.
So can you repeat the constraints part once again?
Constraints part, click on add. Then cell reference will be this empty cell. Let it be less than equal to, and the constraint number, the 12.
Okay.
Similarly, add, and then you select the empty cell, and then you select this cell as constraint. And then click OK, and then solve. Before solving, solving method must be simplex LP. Solving method must be simplex LP.
Simplex LP. Okay, sir.
Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the one which I wanted to prove that whatever we have done in the Excel, it is the same. Now, let us do one more example. So, we have to maximize. The function is this. Let me write the problem also. Maximize.
Sir, can we have a minimize function?
We will do. We will do. That is a different process. Dual simplex is a different process. We will do it in the next session.
Okay, sir.
350 x1 plus 300 x2. That is dual simplex, which is a different model. We will do it in the next session. Subject to x1 plus x2 less than equal to 200. X1, 18x1 plus 12x2 less than equal to 3132. 6x1 plus 8x2 less than equal to 1440. And then last one, x1 comma x2 greater than equal to 0. So this is the problem. So we have three constraints here, which you can't plot on a graph paper. So this is a three constraint, two variables. So x1, x2, z, it is 350, this is 300, maximum. We have to create a box like this. So is equal to 350 into x1 plus 300 into x2. You will get 0. Then we will plot the constraints. So constraint x1, x2 used, available. So the first is 1, 200. Second is 18, 12, 3132. This is 6, 8. This would be 1440. So we have to give the used formula also. Used is equal to this into this plus this into this. Similarly, is equal to this into this plus this into this. Similarly, is equal to this into so we have set up the constraints table also.
Sir, can you once show the formula used in G7, cell G7?
Multiplication of value with the coefficient x1. Coefficient into x1 value. So 1 into x1 plus 1 into x2.
This is 3 equation, right, sir? I mean, why are we using one except 4?
3 constraints, 2 variables. We will do 3 variables, 3 constraints next.
Okay, sir.
This is 2 variable, 3 constraints. So this problem is 2 variable and 3 constraints. In the next we will do 3 variable and 3 constraints. Got it, all of you? Shall we start?
Yes,
Data, solver. So maximum cell is G3. Objective cell is G3. By changing the cells, select the 2 empty cells. Then add the constraints. 0 less than equal to this. Add 0 less than equal to this. Add 0 less than equal to this. Okay. So we added 3 constraints. So I made a mistake again. This is what? Okay, 1 second. Let me do the solver again. Maximum is this cell, comma, by changing the values in this cell, comma, change constraint, cell value is this. This is X7. G789, H789. Simplex LP, solve. Give solution, okay. So the answer is 122, 78 and 66,100.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the problem for 2 variable, 2 constraints. All of you got this?
Yes, sir.
Now let us do 3 variable, 3 constraint. Maximize.
Could you please show us the answer once again?
Okay, let me write the problem. 3x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 subject to 4x1 plus x2 plus x3 less than equal to 30. Then 2x1 plus 3x2 plus x3 less than equal to 60, then x1 plus 2x2 plus 3x3 less than equal to 40. So this is the problem. This is the problem. So if somebody wants to see the old one, so I am pasting this problem in the chat window. I pasted the problem in the chat window. You can take it from there. And somebody asked for the previous solution, right?
Yes, sir.
Solver. This is the solver arguments which we have given.
Got it, sir. Same answer.
Got
Thank
it?
you, sir. Yes, sir. Same.
Okay. Can I go back to the next problem, please?
Yes, sir.
So we have 3. x1, x2, x3. The maximization function 3x1, 2x2, 1x3. Constraints. So constraints also x1, x2, x3 used, available. So this is 4, this is 1, this is 1, this is 30. This is 2, this is 3, this is 1, this is 60. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So is equal to 3 into x1 plus 2 into x2 plus 1 into x3. Maximum is equal to this plus so we can drag the formula down, but it is the E2 F2 cell.
Sir, can you show how do we drag the formula?
Which one?
In the used column, how do we drag the formula?
You have to fix the cell by pressing F4. E2, F2 and G2. In some laptops it is F4, HP laptops, Lenovo, it is Fn plus F4. If you are using HP, Lenovo, there is an FN button left side of your keypad, FN plus F4.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Lenovo also same. Dell, I am not sure. Dell also I think F4 directly.
Sir, even for Lenovo, it is only F4.
FN plus F4. Or it's F4 only, yeah?
Only F4, sir.
Okay. So, because some models of Lenovo has FN plus F4.
Yes, sir. That might be that possible.
Which is called absolute cell referencing. So if you drag the formula also, the cells will not change. So E2, F2 and G2 cells.
Got it, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Solve this and give me the answer.
So is it 45?
So everybody got the same value? Okay. So
45, sir.
data solver maximize H3 by changing the cells, then add constraints, use constraint to 30, add the reference 0, constraint to 60, add constraint to 0, constraint to 40. Click OK. Change it to simplex LP. Solve. Yeah, 318,045.
Sir, in what kind of problems do we use simplex method?
See, in all the operations consulting, in big consulting firms, they use this only. So, take for example, if a firm is trying to increase its profitability, they have to decide how many units of how many models they have to produce, right?
Yes,
Take
sir.
for example, for a company like what you call Apple, they have how many types of iPhone? iPhone Max, iPhone Pro, iPhone Max, iPhone, and then iPhone Mini or something like that. At any point of time, they will have 4 latest models. So how many units of these latest models they have to manufacture? Keeping in constraints would be the amount of display screen available, the amount of semiconductors available, the amount of other parts available, and the manpower, the vendors, all these things. They create a huge sheet of 100 to 200 variables, and then they run an advanced solver. When you have such huge variables, you can't run your basic solver. There is a big solver which is run on server provided by the solver guys only, where it can have 100 variables and 100 and 200 constraints, and then they will come up with the production plan. How many units they have to produce with the available resources in terms of money, raw materials, labors, vendors, manufacturing hours, all this put together, they will come up with the production plan. and how many units to produce such that their profit is maximum. Such that their profit is maximum.
So, sir, this variables that x1, x2, x3, it can go up till many numbers, right, sir?
It's a variables. In real time, I have seen sheets with 150 to 200 variables also.
So, sir, how robust is this simplex method in that particular case?
Simplex is a very, very robust method. It is used in real-time business consulting also.
Okay,
See, rather than going with a blind or a biased or a intuitive method, this is far better method, right?
yes, sir.
The other option the entrepreneur will have, the management will have is to go with the gut feeling. Now, that is not scientific, right? This is statistically based on the resources you have, based on the capability you have, based on your profit targets. You can come up with some number calculated statistically. Simplex method is a statistical method.
Right, sir.
So these are robust methods which are used in real-time consulting. In McKinsey, Boston, TCP, Bain Company, lot of places where companies have production issues like how much to produce, at what cost and all. These companies, these consulting firms use simplex methods and linear programming methods to solve the problem. But what these companies will do is they have their own versions of what we call the solver methodology, which they have developed over a period of years of consulting. So they have already created applications in their company based on their research and advisory for hundreds of years. So they have built their own solver methodologies and methods. They will use those methods.
Okay, sir.
Right? So you want to do a 4-variable thing?
We can, sir.
3-variable only. It is a 4-variable, 4-variable, 5-variable. I'm not getting a biggest problem. Because the Excel solver has certain constraints. It has to operate within that particular constraint.
Sir, how many variables Excel can take, sir?
In Excel, I think you can go up to 20. After that, I've seen sheets hanging. You can go up to 20. Okay, solve this. The business problem. Profit P equals to 11x1 plus 16x2 plus 15x3. So x1, x2, x3 are processes subject to x1 plus 2x2 plus 3 by 2 x3 less than equal to 12,000. 2 by 3 x1 plus 2 by 3 x2 plus x3 less than equal to 4,600. 1 by 2 x1 plus 1 by 3 x2 plus 1 by 2 x3 less than equal to 2400. Here x1, x2, x3 are three production processes. So molding, trimming, packaging. And the constraints are time available.
So can you put it in the chat box, sir?
You want us to put it in the chat box? Okay. Alright, why it is not correcting? Paste it in the chat box.
Thank you, sir.
So anybody got the answer, participants?
So 1 minute, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Please take your time. No hurry.
So 1,200,000.
No, I have not done it. Let's wait. 1 lakh.
200.
1 second. Let me check. Let's check. Yeah, 1,200,000. What are the X1, X2, X3?
600, 5,100 and 800.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So, one more you can practice at home. I think the time is done. Maximize Z equals to 3x1 plus 4x2 plus x3 plus 7x4 subject to 8x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 plus x4 less than equal to 7. 2x1 plus 6x2 plus x3 plus 5x4 less than equal to 3. x1 plus 4x2 plus 5x3 plus 2x4 less than equal to 8. And x1 comma x2 comma x3 comma x4 greater than equal to 0. So I am pasting this function in the chat window. You can look at it. Okay. Simplex 5. So I'm uploading the sheet as it is in the chat window, in your files also, right? Unsolved 4 and 5. You guys do it on your free time. You want the calculation notes also? Or no need?
Yes, sir.